Lean management is a philosophy. This philosophy is having a very long history. In most of the time, the evolution of lean is counted from late 19th century, and accordingly, lean has a history of more than 140 years. The YouTube channel of Lean and Green Solutions presents History of Lean while thanking to article on History of Lean published in shmula.com website. While you are enjoying this video, you may kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel and you will be able to watch next episodes accordingly. The concept of lean management was continuously revived with the changing times and needs of the industry. With this dynamism in the industrial environment, a number of proponents of lean manufacturing made significant contributions in the field of lean management. Even though there are different chapters since 1450, this series of episodes start from 1883. Then, this video on History of Lean, Episode 1 presents and explains the first story in 1883. The peak of Second Industrial Revolution happened during 1870 to 1914 in the United States. In that period, those industries more focused on topics like industrial efficiency. At the same time, the topics like science, engineering and management were improved hand in hand. Scientific management is a theory of management that analyzes and synthesizes workflows. This topic of scientific management is started in early 1890. Its main objective is improving economic efficiency, especially labor productivity. Frederick Winslow Taylor is known as the father of scientific management, which also came to be known as Taylorism. Frederick Taylor investigated closely in the work methods and workers at the factory level. After his supervision, he propounded the concepts like standardization of work, time studies and motion studies, in order to achieve efficiency in the work methods, processes and operation. The said concepts are results-proven concepts taught under lean management philosophy thanks to Frederick Taylor. Taylor earned his mechanical engineering degree from Stevens Institute of Technology, in the United States in 1883, and in the following year he became chief engineer at Midvale and completed the design and construction of a novel machine shop. In 1890, he became general manager of the Manufacturing Investment Company of Philadelphia, a company that operated large paper mills in Maine and Wisconsin, which in turn led him to develop a new profession, that of consulting engineer in management. Hereafter, Taylor is considered as the first consultant engineer in the world. It could be considered as a remarkable incident in the history of lean.
Tonight, the extraordinary impact of Frederick Winslow Taylor. At the turn of the century, when the Industrial Revolution hit its stride and was beginning to change everything, Frederick Winslow Taylor became convinced that one machine could turn America into an economic powerhouse, the stopwatch.
Frederick Taylor was the first efficiency expert. He came into the factories of the industrial Northeast and changed them.
Machines had already changed the mills of the 19th century, but the workers who ran them clung to the old ways of doing things. Trades were learned literally from watching another laborer. Workers were paid for piecework and were loath to work any faster, lest bosses lower the rate. Frederick Taylor thought the system was ridiculously inefficient.
He was the first person to come along and say, we can treat work as a science just as we can anything else. We can analyze it, we can tear it apart, and we can reconstruct it in a new, more efficient way.
Taylor was born into Philadelphia's Quaker aristocracy. He was born rich. His father never worked a day in his life. Taylor was accepted by Harvard, but he did not go. Instead, he learned about factories, how to read mechanical drawings, how to be a machinist. He became a consultant for America's steel industry when he convinced the mill owners that he could speed up production. They worked and Taylor watched. And he timed everything. Every job was broken up into tasks, each task timed with an eye to efficiency. Taylor determined that coal shovelers were most efficient lifting exactly 21.5 pounds. Then he designed the perfect most efficient shovel, and a schedule of how many lifts each worker should do every minute, every hour, when they should rest. Productivity soared. The workers hated him.
He deprived workers of control over the workplace, over their tools, and over the use of their bodies.
Taylor couldn't understand the animosity. He thought surely that more productivity would lead to happier workers who were better paid. By 1911, when he published his Principles of Scientific Management, the enthusiasm for Taylor's ideas had grown. In its division of labor and insistence upon speed, Henry Ford's assembly line followed Taylor's principles. Before long, Taylorism was felt everywhere. How to type faster, how to perform surgery faster. By the 1930s, Taylor's ideas of efficiency were even making themselves felt in the family kitchen.
An efficiently planned kitchen frees the housewife from fatigue.
But organized labor was never happy with Taylor. Even Hollywood was wondering where it might all lead. Taylor's one best way of doing things, organized efficiency, became central to the conduct of business in the 20th century. You can see it today on the assembly lines which produce our cars, our computers, our cheeseburgers, even our coffee.
New gurus have appeared in the managerial field, but none of them has had the influence of Frederick W. Taylor.
That would have pleased Taylor. He never knew the full extent of his influence. He became ill and died in 1915 at the age of 59. It is said that the last thing he did before he died was wind his watch.
Thank you for choosing Lean and Green Solutions YouTube channel to enjoy the History of Lean Episode 1. You are kindly invited to watch the History of Lean Episode 2 and others from this YouTube channel. So, please subscribe to us to get such latest videos. Goodbye.